Good morning, Graham School. Hello, my name is Alexander.
And my name is Stephen. Today is Tuesday, November 3rd, 2020.
The links for the announcements are sent to the GMSTV Live Google Classroom each morning, so you can rewatch them if you want.
Now please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Today, the United States is holding a national election. This happens every 2 years. This is also a presidential election, which happens every 4 years.
Yesterday, the Graham students and Graham staff voted for who they wanted as their next president. And we have already tabulated your votes, and now we will show a video about who won at Graham.
Alright, so yesterday on GMSTV, we sent all of you a form regarding who you would like to vote for if you are old enough. We were able to get 550 responses from 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, so let's take a closer look at those numbers. According to Google Form Analytics, the women have outnumbered the men by 26 students, so what's happening, guys? Also, there were 7 people who are of a different species, so that's always interesting. Moving on, the 7th graders get the gold medal for the grade level that answered the form the most, followed by 6th and then 8th graders. And now for the part that everyone is excited about. Coming in at last place, we have the Libertarian Party, whose nominee is Jo Jorgensen. Unfortunately, she was only able to get 15 votes, which accounted for 2.8% of the total. In a surprising turn of events, Donald Trump and the Republicans fell short of second place, only getting 31 votes. Now the question stands, who will win the grand presidential election? The Green Party, or the heavily favored Democratic Party? And yeah, it was Joe Biden with the Democratic Party who got 83.9% of the votes, 455 in total, completely blowing out the Green Party, which only got 41 votes. Now, this is actually fairly accurate with what pretty much every poll and electoral college map shows with their data, in that California is very biased towards Joe Biden and Democrats in general.
Based upon the large number of votings turning out this year, the winner will probably not be announced tonight, and it actually may take a while to count all of the votes, especially the mail-in ballots.
That is because there are some legal changes being made.
Thank you, anchors, for that information about the election. Here are some videos to further inform you about the president and voting.
When you talk about voting, a lot of people sometimes think their vote doesn't matter. I've learned a lot with all our elected officials out there. Sometimes even like a district attorney, when people are getting charged with things, people get angry and they're mad. Why are they doing this? You get to vote for that elected official. So I just want to encourage everyone, go out there, use your voice to vote. You have some control. You can decide who runs and who makes decisions. And you can inspire the people behind us, the generation who've just turned 18, inspire them to vote and use their voice. As we watch and we see the things that are going on, let that inspire us to go out there and try to voice our change by doing it at the ballots. We all talk with our family, with our friends when things occur, and we say things need to be different and we want them to change. Well, now we have an opportunity to do that. And when we go out there and we use our right to vote, we give ourselves a chance to make change in our country and make change in our communities all around us. So you guys make sure you're registered and make sure when the day comes you get out there and you make your vote count. Don't waste time, go vote.
Hey guys, today we're unboxing the United States presidency. So let's get started. Being the elected leader of the United States isn't easy. After all, the president has to run the entire country. The president's main job is to oversee the executive branch of the federal government. To help out, the president selects a group of advisors, called a cabinet. The president also decides whether or not to sign bills approved by Congress into law. Another key task is nominating people for open seats on the U.S. Supreme Court. Every year, the president proposes a budget for the nation, a plan for how much money the government will spend and what it will spend it on. The president is also the commander-in-chief of the U.S. military. That means she or he makes major decisions about where to send troops and who will lead them. Another crucial presidential task is leading U.S. foreign policy. The president decides how the U.S. will work with other countries. This includes meeting with other world leaders, signing agreements with other nations, and helping countries in need. Sounds like a lot, right? And that's not even all of it. All that responsibility makes the United States presidency one of the most powerful positions in the world.
Don't forget, we want you to predict who will become president. Submit your prediction to the Flipgrid in your Google Classroom by lunch tomorrow.
We will not be having announcements tomorrow since it is an asynchronous Wednesday.
Remember, if you need help with your work, teachers will have office hours from 8 to 8:15 a.m.
The Electoral College isn't a college that decides if you get a diploma, but it does decide if you get to be President of the United States. In the U.S., citizens over the age of 18 can vote in presidential elections. This is called the popular vote. But it's the Electoral College that actually chooses the president, and you need 270 electoral votes to become president. The Founding Fathers created the Electoral College because they worried states with smaller populations might not get fairly represented. They also didn't think the common man was informed enough to choose a suitable president. So they created the Electoral College. Today, it has 538 members. That's one for every member of the House of Representatives and Senate, representing all 50 states. In addition, Washington, D.C. has 3 Electoral College members. To win the presidency, you must win at least 270 electoral votes. And to win electoral votes, for the most part, you need to win the popular vote in each state. By winning California's popular vote, you take home the state's 55 electoral votes. And if you win the popular vote in Texas, you win that state's 38 electoral votes. This is called a winner-takes-all system. But sometimes a candidate wins the popular vote nationally but doesn't amass enough electoral votes. This happened in 2016. Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton won the popular vote nationwide. Yet, Republican Donald Trump had an advantage in many states with smaller populations, and thus an advantage in the Electoral College due to the winner-takes-all system. That was enough to give him the electoral vote victory. Only 5 times in America's history has the popular vote been different from the electoral vote.
A program called the PE Bear Awards program. Each week, the PE department is selecting its top students. These will normally be shown on Mondays during the announcements. Check out Mr. Van Dam in this video.
Hey Graham, I'm Mr. Van Dam and this is Graham the Bear, and today we're going to be announcing our Bear Weekly Awards. If you've been here at Graham before, you know that we usually give out black t-shirts or bear shirts at the end of every trimester to show our support for the students that are putting in the extra effort each day. We're not able to do that this year, but instead every week we're going to be on here showing our respect and our support for all the work you're putting in by giving you a Bear Award. So let's get started. In Miss McCaslin's class, we have 6th grader Noam S. He's a model student and he provides very detailed movement logs. 6th grader Christopher L. He strives for excellence and his passion for Taekwondo shows. Moving on to my class. In 6th grade, we have Sophia K. She's always willing to share her experience with the workouts and the activities we do, and provides detailed wellness trackers with great activities to help her cope with stress and stay relaxed. In 7th grade, I have Alex L., who brings a positive vibe to all of our assignments, shows his enjoyment of life by the detail that he puts in his wellness tracker. Going on to Miss Corral's class, we have 7th grader Jocelyn C., always adding pictures to her movement logs and putting in great work. In 8th grade, we have Eric O. puts in great work each week and asks for clarification and tries his best. Lastly, moving on to Mr. Brown's class, we have 8th grader Austin X. An example of a true student athlete. He balances baseball, home life, and schoolwork, and he uses exercise to help him relax. And 8th grader Ava S. She starts her days off happy and ready, and her readiness shows in the work she turns in. Awesome job to all of you out there. Maybe you'll be on next week's Bear Awards, so keep up the great work, and go Bears.
Thank you, Mr. Van Dam and the PE department.
That's all for today, folks. Have a great day and go Bears. Brought to you pre-recorded by GMSTV.